What do we have for Scorpio? Five of Pentacles, Taurus energy at the foundation of the reading, Scorpio. You're at a time in your life right now where you're having a review of the past, everything that you've had to go through to get to the point that you're at now. You're having a lot of clarity. There's a lot of things that are beginning to come to the light, a lot of missing puzzle pieces to things that may have happened to you over the years are now really starting to crystallize and come together. This Five of Pentacles at the foundation of the reading is directly connected to your life path and what you've had to overcome. And it also speaks about some of the downloads I've been receiving for this reading. A lot of you have come from broken families. You've had to deal with abandonment issues growing up. A lot of you were overlooked by your families. You all have this kind of black sheep energy. You just see things in a way that other people don't. And because of this, you were cast out, or people labeled you weird or unusual or strange. But there's always been something about you that people can't quite put into words. You were never meant to be a part of this group, this family, this network of people. You were always meant to carve out your own path. And your greatest obstacle in life, Scorpio, has been you having to accept that. Because accepting that comes with also understanding that your path is a path that only you can walk. All of your struggles, everything you've overcome, Scorpio, was all a part of your mission. And each one of you has a very special assignment here. Typically speaking, it's going to have something to do with your own struggles that you've had to overcome, Scorpios. That's how you build your foundation. That's how you build your legacy, is on the struggles of your past. See, you've gotten to a point now, Scorpios, where your faith and belief in the universe, the divine God, whatever it is you choose as the single point or representation of your higher power, is something that most, if not all the people that you've grown up with or known don't get down with. These people don't believe what you believe. These people don't have faith and hope like you have. Even in your darkest days, Scorpios, even at your lowest points, you always had something that was driving you forward. It's as if they tried everything to take this hope away from you and they failed. And this is why you're in the position you're in now. You understand that it was your faith and hope that got you to where you are. You're no longer focused on the heartbreak or the losses that you've had to take on your path. You're reframing all of this now and using it as a way to catapult yourself forward into your future. What do we have at the sacral, please? Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy at the sacral. Scorpio, I'm picking up heavy manifestation inside your energy. It's like you're right on the last lap of something. It's like you're in the 11th hour. There's something you need to understand here, Scorpios, is that when you start to wake up to the true reality of how manifestation works, you'll start to understand that your manifestation abilities, or let's just say the amount of money that you're able to make, is a direct reflection on how much work you've done on yourself. One of the hardest things that Scorpios have to come to terms with is being honest with yourself about your circumstances, about behavioral patterns you may have implemented into your life that are not serving you. Scorpios will make up every excuse not to break out of some sort of patterning or conditioning that they've picked up somewhere on their path, because you are a fixed energy. So you don't necessarily like change. You like getting comfortable inside an energy, which is ironic because you are also the sign that represents transformation. You're the phoenix rising from the ashes. So in saying that, your greatest obstacle in life is getting yourself to go through the transformation process. You are also the 8th house of transformation. So whether or not you're a Scorpio, everybody has to pass through the 8th house of transformation. Death and rebirth. Death to the old and a rebirthing of yourself as you step into a new timeline or a new chapter in your life. This Page of Pentacles is speaking on everything I just said. It is the first step of manifestation. It is the energy that is seeking abundance and understands that everything which does not serve your highest good must go. You need to get away from anyone who gives you bad vibes, Scorpios. It's your life. Don't sacrifice it for another's misery. Think about that. There's no room for negativity in your future. You've had enough. This Page of Pentacles at the sacral is also speaking about a passion of yours, Scorpios, that I feel a lot of you are right on the precipice of either beginning or harvesting. I've been hearing a lot of messages around this month, June and July. Now, obviously, all of you are going to be on different timelines, so take the message as it applies to you. But no matter where you are on the timeline, this is an energy that is available to all of you, should you be willing to take the necessary steps to make this a reality in your own life. Scorpios are born healers. That's what you came here to do. Now, there's many different ways that you can go about being a healer, but at the end of the day, a lot of it has to do with speaking your truth, making other people feel like they're not alone, which is exactly what a lot of you have always felt yourself. Alone, misunderstood, forgotten about, abandoned. So it makes sense, Scorpios, that it's a part of your path to let other people know that they're not alone. What do we have at the solar plexus, please? Wow. Here we go. The Tower, Mars, Aries, Scorpio energy at the solar plexus, and that's my home position for the Tower. Again, something major is taking place inside your energy, Scorpios. The Tower is an energy of revelation. It's a wake-up call. A lot of you are preparing to step into the season of harvest, and with this, Scorpios, will come a sense of resistance from an opposing force. Now, there's many different levels to this opposing force, and there's many different ways it may show up in your own individual lives. But to try and simplify what it is I'm trying to channel for all of you is a sort of enemy. Now, this could be your family members, this could be your friends, take it as it fits. But there's something surrounding all of this and mass exposure. Because you're about to step into this harvest season, there's a particular way that things need to go down. This missing puzzle piece, this crystallization of things that took place in your past is going to be the final ingredient to pulling this manifestation through. A piece of information, Scorpios, that just connects everything. I had this message in the Pisces reading, and I have it for you as well, Scorpios. And it's regarding somebody exposing themselves in a really moronic way, okay? The example I gave in the Pisces reading was somebody sending you a ransom letter, but not realizing they wrote the ransom letter on the back of their own personal letterhead, right? Or when they sent you the ransom letter, they had their return address on it, which just goes to show the level of idiocy that this opposing force is actually functioning inside of. But whatever this is for you, Scorpios, it's something you've been waiting for an incredibly long time. That's the one thing about Scorpios. You're very, very patient. You don't forget, but you understand, or you need to begin to understand, that divine timing is always at play in your life, but you must not step on the divine's toes. Get out of the way, get on with your life and your mission, and if you do this, the divine will make sure that justice does start to manifest into your waking life when the timing is right. And Scorpios, the timing couldn't be any better for this, because it's all going to happen in one big collection of events. It's like a tsunami of events takes place, which works in tandem surrounding some sort of exposure as to what may have happened to you on your path, why you are alienated from a certain group of people, why things had to unfold in such a nightmarish fashion in your life, and who was involved and what took place. Scorpio, sometimes I speak about the way that the divine gives us information, the way the divine exposes truth to us surrounding things that may have happened to us or how weapons were formed against us. And you have to understand that the divine cannot show you everything at once. You'll get little pieces of information spread out over a period of time depending on what took place. The reason for this is because of the way you would react if this wasn't spread out over a long period of time. So, simply put, you're getting these last pieces to the puzzle now because had you have gotten everything in the very beginning, you would have reacted in a way that would not have been favorable to your manifestations coming to the light the way they are now. Example of this would be finding out something incredibly diabolical and wicked that somebody did to you. And had you found out right after the event took place, maybe you would have tried to confront them. Maybe you would have tried to get revenge, which could have ended up putting you in a position that you couldn't come back from. But now, because so much time has been spent trickling out and exposing to you what happened, there's a calmness to your energy. You're not surprised because you always knew on an intuitive level what happened. But because you've remained focused on your path, you're able to take a deep breath and have complete faith that everything is working out in your favor and the divine has got your back. You essentially don't need to do anything. All you need to do is stay focused on your mission and make sure you're following the orders that the divine is channeling through to you by way of downloads every single day. And in this tower, we can see that there's this individual up there. And then there's all these people marching towards the tower. It's like a mob of people. But it's as if you have this perspective. You see who it is. You see what took place now. And I feel that that other character in there is representing your protection from the divine. Now, this is the before tarot. So in the next depiction, the tower's coming down and there's people being thrown from the tower. But I actually think it's these people being thrown from the tower and you are being elevated into the next timeline. That's what I'm getting for this particular reading here. What do we have at the heart, please? King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy at the heart. And here comes that manifestation. See, this is what you've been working on this whole entire time, Scorpios. Your stability, your abundance. You've been incredibly disciplined. You've been following the downloads methodically. And this is why Hand of God is coming through with the manifestation. You see, the Page of Pentacles is showing you beginning this manifestation journey, okay? It's the first step. The King of Pentacles, is it actually coming through now? It's coming to full manifestation. It's here. And the way this is happening in this divine order is going to put you in this position to where you're untouchable, is what I'm hearing. There's something surrounding what happened to you and the way these individuals came for your foundation. They were trying to destabilize you so you wouldn't have, well, I just heard so you wouldn't have a pot to piss in, right? Therefore, not being able to protect yourself or have the resources to put into your manifestations. But they were not expecting this to happen at all, Scorpios. I mean, this is a nightmare to these people. Because what I'm starting to get here is that they manifested what they thought was going to be an outcome for you. This Five of Pentacles, out in the cold, completely destabilized. That is an energy that leads to all different layered forms of loss, financial, spiritual, physical, health. It's everything. But there's also a message here surrounding this candlelight in the window. And this is obviously a church, right? And it's like you're representing this wounded dog here. It's like you found a glimmer of hope, which I feel is representing how you made it through this. Your connection with Source and the Divine is the only way you got through this. This is the type of situation here that makes non-believers believers. Because what has happened in your life, Scorpios, is nothing short of a miracle. The only way you were able to get through this was with divine support, period. And this puts tremendous purpose around all of this, all these struggles. The idea that it makes non-believers believers says it all. Seeing how you walk with a higher power, seeing your protection unfold before these individuals' eyes, feeling the karmic repercussions of the weapons they form against you is clear evidence of the presence of the Most High in your life. You are a walking, talking example of what it means to walk with the Most High, Scorpios. You are the embodiment of transformation. What do we have at the throat, please? Page of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy at the throat. Okay, so I was just hearing a message right before this came out. For you Scorpios that are just now starting out on this path and that may be sitting on ideas, sitting on downloads, right? It's like you get this intuitive guidance and you just kind of hesitate, which we all go through this. You need to start making some changes now, okay? Because the other thing about Scorpio energy, when the divine is sending you downloads, okay? Downloads a lot of you have been asking for a sign, asking for a way out. If you're not putting action behind that, the divine is going to start taking things away from you until you do take action, okay? And the way it's going to hit Scorpios, your money. It goes back to what I said about the amount of money you make being a direct reflection on the amount of work you've done on yourself or you're doing on yourself. So you need to overcome this, Scorpios. And this can also be a message for people that are even advanced on their path. This is always going to be an energy that Scorpios deal with because, again, you're fixed. But you need to get used to constantly transforming, Scorpios. It's always going to be a part of your path. Even as you elevate to the highest highs, there's always going to be another level up. That's just life. Evolution is perpetual. Think about the path you walk in evolution as the universe expanding. And that's exactly what's taking place here. You're ascending as the universe is expanding. We're expanding with the universe. So you need to keep transforming. You need to keep moving, so to speak. That's what you're here for. You are an incremental piece of evolution. And the sooner you start to understand this, Scorpios, the sooner you're going to start to see this abundance flood into your life with this King of Pentacles at the heart. And this can also speak about going after your true heart's desires. Stop putting it off. A lot of you are functioning inside of these spaces right now that you're struggling inside of. And there's no real light at the end of the tunnel. And some of you can't even maintain yourself inside that space, right? This could be somebody who's working a 9-to-5, 40-hour-a-week job or something, and you can't even cover your overhead. There's no end to that. The divine gives you downloads, gives you ideas on other ways that you can pull through resources for yourself. You have to start taking the bull by the horns and going after it. Most of you are not supposed to be working for other people. You're either supposed to have some sort of outlet for your creations. You're supposed to start your own businesses. A lot of you are very artistic, creative people, and that was given to you for a reason. But something else that I've experienced on my own path, Scorpios, before I started to understand this was that depending on the download, if you don't take action on it in a certain amount of time, the divine has to give it to somebody else. So it's like you get an idea, you don't act on it, and then you see somebody else doing it, and you're like, oh my God, that's what I was going to do. So stop spinning your wheels. Get to work on this. Because for most of you, if not all of you, that are going through a struggle right now, the divine's already given you the download. You've already received it. You just haven't put action behind it because there's some sort of fear there, which is telling me that you need to work on your connection with Source. You need to work on your faith. You need to have hope that it is going to work out in your favor. Our time here is short. It's limited. So it's very important that you're taking as many chances as possible, okay? Especially right now. The more chances, the better. Because something will eventually stick. You may go down a few paths and it hits a dead end. I just got a ringing in my ear. Okay, so that's confirming what I'm saying. See, a lot of you are afraid of failure, but you need to understand that even if you hit some dead ends, you hit a brick wall, whatever it is, right? Eventually, one of those paths will lead to something. You just got to get up and keep trying. And for Scorpios, success comes from the failures. A lot of you are meant to speak about your failures. It's a part of who you are. Those missteps, that's how you manifest your abundance, however that looks for you. You're sitting on these struggles of the past. You're sitting on this heartbreak and pain. You're sitting on these abandonment issues and being overlooked by your families. Whatever it is, not realizing that the divine is saying, hey, do you realize what you can do with all of that? There's countless people out there that feel the same way. Get out there and find them. Create a community. Write a book, whatever it is. Because not only are you turning these things into creations, but you're also healing yourself at the same time. The cathartic nature of bringing the manifestation to reality works in tandem to heal you, Scorpios. So get to it. Stop wasting time. What do we have at the third eye? Magician. Gemini, Virgo energy at the third eye. Literally just followed everything I just said. You have everything you need, Scorpios. You don't need anything else. Everything is inside of you. This is you turning all of this, all these visions, all these struggles into reality. The magician has all four elements. You have everything you need. to get moving on your path. But here you are, right? Messing around with some fish that's slipping outside of a cup, like, I can't get the fish in the cup. It's just an energy of wasting your time on nothingness. See, Scorpios will get comfortable inside the struggle. It's like you saying to yourself, well, I guess this is just my lot in life. I guess I'm just supposed to struggle in this life cycle. No, Scorpio, all of you have access to abundance, but a part of the process to receiving it is you overcoming this energy. Shooting for the stars, Scorpios. Get out of your south node, okay? Want more, demand more, and go and get it. Stop settling. Whether this has to do with people, the way you make money, whatever it is, for a lot of you, it's going to be a whole collection of things that just kind of compound together and create this reality of restriction and just lack. Get out from underneath that dark cloud and run towards the sunshine, Scorpios, because that's where you are meant to be. Some of you are in this energy right now where you're misusing your gifts and your talents, right? So this could be you working a job or you just living in this sort of reality where you're not able to implement these talents in a useful way for yourself. Now, I understand it's not easy, okay? But you need to follow the signs and the synchronicities. You obviously have to approach this in a very grounded way, okay? And typically speaking, the things that you're supposed to be going for are going to be things that you've visualized yourself doing all your life, things that you have a natural talent at. Now, it's very important to understand that. These are things that you must have a natural talent at. I'm not telling you to go and be a singer if you sound like a choking chicken, okay? You need to go after the things that you know for a fact you are great at. You also need to understand, Scorpios, that a lot of the people that you come across on your path, especially in your career or job sector, are going to take advantage of you because of how dedicated you are. You're a hard worker. So people know that they can get a whole lot out of you for a very minimal amount of pay, so to speak, right? So this can just speak about a lot of you being far too qualified for the positions you're in. And the people that you work for know this, all right? So you need to start creating avenues out of these spaces. What do we have for the crown, please? Oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Judgment, Pluto, Scorpio. That is your energy. Just got a ringing in my ear. There's something major unfolding right now, Scorpios. This all has to do with your purpose. There's a wave of you that are being called upon right now. It's time to dead this old cycle and step through this doorway. There's a rebirth taking place inside the Scorpio collective. Now, this is always unfolding. There's always going to be a new group of Scorpios that are going to the next level, and there's always going to be this sort of graduation taking place. But what I'm picking up here is a closure of a major karmic cycle that a lot of you have been functioning inside of for a really long time. But whatever the case, Scorpios, it's time to forgive and move on. Forgiveness is very difficult. This is something that we can all agree to, especially depending on how severe the events were that happened in your life. Forgiveness is something that all of us struggle with. But when you become so confident and secure on your path, Scorpio, and where you're at in life, and you realize that the final action you need to take to be able to step through the portal into that new timeline is forgiving everything that may have happened to you in that previous cycle. Now, forgiveness is something that is had from within yourself. It's like having to sit down with your higher self and your higher self asking you if you've learned all the lessons you needed to learn, and you're saying, yes, higher self, I've learned. And your higher self says to you, okay, I forgive you, Scorpio. I forgive you for putting up with everything that you put up with that previous cycle. I forgive you for not taking action sooner than you did. I forgive you for dealing with this or that person's low vibrational behavior and not making a change sooner. This becomes incredibly easy, Scorpios, when you're staring down the new timeline where this manifestation exists. And with this comes a new kind of perspective that you now implement on the way you perceive life and your path. And you realize that forgiveness is the final decision that you must make to leave it all behind and step directly into this timeline of success and abundance that's in perfect alignment with your North Node and your mission. You've worked your entire life to get to this very moment, and now you're staring it down, Scorpios. It's right there. It's like you can just reach out and grab it. But there's just a few more minute details that we got to push through. Okay? So now more than ever, you need to stay very focused, very calm, and allow the divine to do what they do best behind the scenes. What do we have at the foundation, please? Wow. Seven of Wands. Leo energy, Glacea labalis. And here comes the resistance, Scorpios. This is the energy that wants you to give up. It's the energy that wants you to think that this path isn't for you. It's the energy that wants you to feel discouraged and disadvantaged. And for a lot of you, this energy is preparing to try and weasel their way back into your life because they're betting on the kind, soft-hearted Scorpio from the past that they could take advantage of and treat like a pushover. They don't know this new you. You need to understand, Scorpios, that right before you step into the next season of your life, the next chapter, the next timeline, you go through the next vibrational shift, the monsters of the previous cycle that you are now graduating on from are all going to come for you. It's just a part of it. They cannot let you escape. But as long as you don't form weapons and allow the divine to fight this battle for you within spirit, you don't have anything to worry about. You need to remain very diligent on your manifestation right now. Do not step down for this energy, Scorpios. The Seven of Wands, this one in particular, Glacea labalis, this card also represents black magic. It's a card that represents energy manipulation, which doesn't surprise me. They'll use everything on you Scorpios. None of it works. The divine just shows you how to transmute this into your purpose. Some of you Scorpios that have been on this path for a while are looking around and you're in complete disbelief of what you've managed to build since you've disengaged from these energies. It's like, wow, I can't believe I did all this. You have no doubt about the presence of God in your life, Scorpio. You and God, the universe, the divine, again, whatever you use as the access point for your own personal higher power is very strong. Your relationship with God, your bond cannot be broken, and it just continues to get stronger. You are a representative of the Most High. You are a representative of hope, Scorpios. That's why you're here. In a world on the verge of perpetual chaos, you provide a light in the darkness as a means to keep the balance and order from tipping too far into the red. It's like you keep the energy of the yin and the yang in your own waking life, and it just has this incremental influence on the collective at large. Each one of you plays a role in this. The divine has showed you how to transmute the attacks, whichever way they've been showing up in your life, whether it's the black magic, the word magic, right? Which is just another way of speaking about gossip and slander, which all of you have dealt with. The gaslighting, the narcissistic projection, the trolling, the harassment, the gang stalking, whatever it is. You take all of it and you turn it into empowerment. I'm seeing a coal being crushed in my mind's eye and a diamond emerging. What do we have at the sacral? Seven of Cups, Scorpio energy, Oze at the sacral. This is reading as shadow Scorpio energy, okay? I'm hearing something in regards to what I was channeling back here. It's like sitting on the download, sitting on all the ideas and not taking any action, right? It's like an energy of confusion. Like, I don't know which way to go. You know, I could do this, I could do that. So you just don't do anything. This is shadow Scorpio energy. Energy of self-delusion, heavy procrastination here, Scorpios. Can also be an energy of escapism, indulgence, which Scorpios in their South Node are no stranger to this. For a lot of Scorpios, the substances, whether it's drinking, smoking weed, or anything else you do, maybe there's some issues there with foods, a lot of this stuff has to be addressed. You have to understand that every little toxic thing you cut out of your life, Scorpio, will incrementally work in your favor, okay? And If you haven't had a breakthrough yet, then you need to go all in. It's like looking at a behavioral pattern or a substance maybe that you have some sort of attachment to in your life, and really deciding, is that going to be the centerpiece of your happiness, of your existence? Or are you actually going to get out there and step into your purpose? There is no mercy for Scorpios. A fully awakened Scorpio is somebody who's incredibly disciplined. You understand that the way you live your life is directly connected to your ability to manifest. For a lot of you, the keys to your breakthrough are staring right at you, but you make up excuses for it. And again, I know how this goes. I used to do this all the time. But it was all those little things that I cut out of my life that allowed me to finally break through to the other side. Look at them as like energetic baggage. And there's only a certain amount of weight that you can take with you on the journey to the new timeline. All those behavioral patterns that don't serve you, the weird little addictions that don't serve you. All of these things are grouping together to put your energetic weight in excess. And, we have this leopard, right? Leopard doesn't change their spots. And this is exactly what these individuals are betting on. So it's like they're coming back trying to use your weaknesses as a way to hold you back. Now, this could also just be you having that soft, compassionate heart that they know they can use against you to get what they want from you. You need to start protecting yourself. You need to start protecting your energy. You need to understand that it's so much bigger than you, Scorpio. So by you protecting yourself and becoming more responsible in how you move, you're letting the universe know that you're showing up for duty, that they can rely on you. Putting yourself in a position in your life to where the universe knows they can rely on you is the power position. Because when you take on this mindset, every waking moment of your life moves you inside that understanding. When the universe can rely on you, Scorpios, you couldn't even possibly begin to imagine what you can accomplish in your life. Sky's the absolute limits, Scorpios. So address whatever needs to be addressed. Kick it to the curb. It's not worth what you have coming in for you. What do we have? The solar plexus, please. Too many cards. What do we have? The solar plexus. Just confirms everything I just said, Scorpio. Unbelievable. 10 of Wands, Marbas, Sag energy at the solar plexus. So the 10 of Wands is the energy of you carrying burdens, right? The energetic weight. As we can see here, there's a lion holding up a marble pillar. And it's right underneath this tower. So it's like this tower is representing the elevation, the ascension. But then there's this energy here that is trying to weigh you down. It's time to let go of whatever this is, Scorpios. You need to lighten your load. You're not allowing yourself the breakthrough because you're holding on to something here. There's always going to be something that needs to be sacrificed or implemented to elevate to the next level. Usually you'll go through many cycles sacrificing all the things that don't serve your highest good. And then as you're progressing further, you'll start to implement things into your journey to tweak your energy, right? And as I'm looking at these three cards here, the connection to the cards above it is unbelievable, because right here, it's like here you are out in the cold, right? That energy of abandonment or feeling left out. And then right underneath it is this energy of black magic, right? I just heard breaking the curse. It's like a curse. And then right here, the first step of manifestation. But then when you think about everything I just said, it makes sense we get the Seven of Cups underneath it, because this is the energy that's holding you back from being able to manifest. All the things, right, that create the energetic drag. And then again, right here, Tower, stacked with this 10 of Wands. I mean, this is like an anchor, okay? Picture it as you elevating up, okay? And then you have a chain around your ankle that's anchoring you into the ground, right? Into this energy. What do we have with the heart, please? Wow. Unbelievable. Belial. Judgment, Pluto, Scorpio energy again. So we have it twice. Famine and sickness, right? Directly connected to this Seven of Wands, the Black Magic card, and this Five of Pentacles. It's like they cast this energy into your life. Complete opposite energies here. Poverty, lack, loss, Five of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, abundance, alignment. And see how this demon is like sneaking up behind you? Like, must stop Scorpio at all costs, right? It's like it's coming for you. It's like that's what they wanted for your life. Famine and sickness. And it all has to do with the exposure, right? See, Scorpio's path is directly connected to exposure. You're bringing the demons that you've encountered out into the light. Whether it's you telling your story, whether it's you bringing these people to a kind of justice, it's going to be different for all of you. But it's right here. They're trying to avoid their judgment at all costs here, Scorpios. So they're going to do whatever they can to stop you from moving forward on your path. These energies refuse to self-examine. They would much rather see you wiped off the face of the earth than ever face themselves. And I honestly believe that some of these individuals would rather face the karmic consequences of doing that than, again, having to face themselves. Which really speaks about what some of these individuals may be mixing their energy with. Who's riding shotgun in their life, Scorpios? Right? If the Most High is guiding you, who is guiding them? Then we have Hauhia, the Nine of Cups, healing. So the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups are both cards of abundance. Stacked right at that heart position, true heart's desires, right? Again, no more playing with the slippery fish in the cup, right? Your energy is needed in other spaces. It's like you're just a hamster on a hamster wheel here. Thinking you're making a difference, but you're not. You're just staying in that space because you're not strong enough to sacrifice the things that the divine is telling you need to let go and sacrifice to step into this energy. Period. If you're dissatisfied with your life, then you need to reevaluate your life. You will always find something. But a lot of it, Scorpios, has to do with the fact that when you're still in your South Node, it's really difficult for you to be honest with yourself. You'll create these little illusions. You'll try and justify certain behaviors or things that you engage yourself with in your life. And I'm not coming for you, Scorpio. I'm saying this as a Scorpio. I've been there. But at the end of the day, no matter what weapons these individuals form against you, the only person standing in your way is you and the restrictions you've placed upon yourself that you think you need, or you think you can't live without, or you think don't matter, that they couldn't possibly be the deciding factor whether or not you step into the new timeline. But 100% of the time, Scorpio, when you do actually let go of all which does not serve your highest good and you step through that portal, you're going to look back and wish you had done it sooner. You'll be like, I can't believe it. Didn't think that made a difference. Yeah. Me too, Scorpios. Me too. But it all does. Scorpios are like, you're soldiers. That's what you're here to do. The discipline that you need to implement to be able to have these major breakthroughs like this is a direct reflection on how you live your life. It's like you're meant to live your life like you're this disciplined superhero or disciplined warrior, like a ninja, if you want the real stuff anyway, Scorpios. But if you can start to implement everything we're saying here, you'll get everything you want. It will come with ease. Again, your access to your abundance, your spiritual inheritance, so to speak, is a direct reflection on the amount of work you have or have not done on yourself. Period. So if you're not getting something, then there's something else that needs to go. It's not rocket science, Scorpios. Now, the Emperor Aries energy on the bottom of the deck. Energy of strategy, building a solid foundation for your life, but there's discipline that needs to be implemented here. This is you taking the power position in your life, you taking the full authority over your own life. What do we have at the throw, please? Unbelievable. The devil, Samael. The severity of God, seduction and downfall, communicates with the dead, teaches the occult and magic. So see how he's shuffling off, right? Shuffling off out of your life. This is representing everything that we were speaking about that you need to let go of. It no longer affects you. See, the devil energy is going to show up in many different areas of your life to hold you back from whatever breakthrough you are on the precipice of making. I'm hearing for some of you, it could even be lust, right? It's like you're getting ready to have a breakthrough. Maybe you've been single for a long time and, some lusty relationship is trying to come into your life, which could jeopardize you stepping into this new beginning, right? Lust is all connected to your sacral chakra here. It's like somebody comes into your life with a lusty kind of energy, throws out your sacral, which is connected to your creativity and your passion, and then boom, you don't have the level up. So there's just so many different ways this can show up, Scorpio, but everything needs to be put under a microscope right now. I mean, I would highly recommend that if you are on the precipice of manifesting something major into your life, don't make any other major changes. Just stay focused. But also understand that when these energies show up, whatever it may be, this is a clear indication that you're so close, right? It's like you can reach out and grab it. The devil is going to use your environment to come for you. Temptation, that lusty energy, which that's a big one for Scorpios. Stay away from people who are living a life that's out of balance. Stay away from people that don't hold the same belief systems as you as well. Okay, I just got confirmation ringing in my right ear. It's like you believing in God and trying to be friends with someone or trying to be in a relationship with someone who doesn't. It doesn't work. Okay, because your perception on reality is just completely different. I don't bother with anybody who doesn't hold the same belief systems as me anymore. It's just simply not something that I'm going to argue with anybody, because I have personally seen God work in my life, and I will not tolerate anybody who's trying to debate the existence of God, because that tells me that God has not worked in their life. And there must be a reason for that. So now's the time to be on high alert, Scorpios, not from a place of fear. Just pay attention to how the energies are moving around you. Pay attention to who's trying to come back. What do we have at the third eye, please? Two of Wands, Aries energy at the third eye. Jaleel, the helping God, love and wisdom, victory over those who would attack you. And whenever I get this card, it's like somebody holding their pulse, looking back like, oh my God, I can't believe I overcame that. Those people are so wicked. I couldn't see them for who they really were when I was inside that cycle. I just heard the truth is stranger than fiction. Oh boy. If that saying doesn't speak about Scorpio's path, I don't know what does. Usually, though, everything that the Scorpio has had a deep knowing about or felt intuitively comes to pass. It's absolutely wild. And this is also going back to what I was saying in regards to the exposure trickling out over a long period of time. It just depends on the event that took place in your life. But there's a lot of truth, Scorpios. There's a lot of confirmation that you get when you step on your path. You're like, wow, I actually wasn't crazy. I was actually right. See, a Scorpio's path is very alienating because a lot of what you see and understand, Scorpios, other people just can't comprehend. They can't even wrap their minds around. So it creates a breakage in those connections. In some cases, there can be a little bit of sadness that's attached to that. It just really depends on who these people were in your life. But as you go further and further down your path, you understand that they weren't meant to be there for the long haul. They were just meant to be there for a season or however long. But there's lessons in all of it. And that all speaks about what it says on this card. Victory over those who would attack you. Love and wisdom. You're in a time of planning, Scorpios, as you're progressing into the future. Now, I really feel that while you're remaining focused on your path, you just have to wait for the result. And I feel that it's right on the horizon line. I just saw the Two of Pentacles. What do we have at the crown to close up for Scorpio? Ace of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy at the crown to close out the reading. Nethael, God, the King of Heaven, rejuvenation, obtains the mercy of God and gives long life. Scorpio, we began the reading speaking about things that may have happened in the earlier years of your life, your upbringing when you were a child, the abandonment issues, being overlooked by your family, you seeing things that others don't, and people sensing something different or maybe saying there was something off about you, right? Calling you weird or unusual. I'm seeing this being completely healed now, Scorpio, and this is a result of your success. Ace of Cups is an energy of emotional strength. It's an energy of love. But all of this was made possible because of your connection with Source, God, the Divine. You have implemented a different meaning surrounding what love is, and it's something that you actually found within self. It's not something that you had to find outside of yourself. But it certainly will now have a direct influence on the love that you attract into your life, however that looks for you moving forward. The Ace of Cups is also a kind of stoic energy. So those things that once affected you, those things that were once, let's say, heartbreaking to you or caused you to become stagnated on your path are no longer an issue. All of this resistance, all of these delays have been compartmentalized and organized in your Akashic records is what I just heard very clearly. So it's been filed away, so to speak. You're in a season of great judgment, Scorpio, you being on the positive side of this, obviously. But there's a whole lot of people that are not on the positive side of this. Seven of Wands. For some of you, it could be 7 people, it could be more. But your success and their downfall is directly connected. It's like the closer you get to success or this next level in the game, the closer they get to their judgment. So keep pushing forward. One last heave-ho, Scorpio, and you will be there. So remember, whatever it is that you may need to address right now to lighten your load, do it. You will see immediate blessings and support come through for you from the Divine for everything that you sacrifice that is not serving your highest good on your path right now. So get to it, because the clock is ticking, Scorpios, and your new beginning is closer than you can possibly begin to even imagine. Scorpios, this is the message I have available to you, depending on where you are on this timeline, should you choose to accept. I'm going to go ahead and leave it here. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you would like a personal reading, you can find all of my contact details in the description below this video. And thank you for your donation, Scorpios. Take care.